So, see this question. So, this is a pendulum which was given an initial velocity of root 6 GL at the bottom of this pendulum. Clear, no? At the bottom of this vertical motion. So, we are supposed to calculate centripetal acceleration and tangential acceleration, in which condition when string makes an angle of 60 degrees with respect to vertical. Similarly, we are supposed to find out acceleration in terms of vector form also. So, this is what we are supposed to calculate. Clear? So, first let us see how I can calculate centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration means normal acceleration, or you can call it as a radial acceleration also, acting towards the center of the circle. So, centripetal acceleration equations, one is Vt square divided by r and the other one is omega square into r. These are the two equations. Clear? Now, see this circular motion. Clear, no? So, consider this is the circle in which this bob is moving. So, after covering how much angle he is saying? After covering an angle of 60 degrees. Clear, no? After covering an angle of 60 degrees, tangential acceleration will be in this direction. This is the direction of tangential acceleration. Why this is the direction of tangential acceleration? Because when body is moving, what happens to its speed? Speed reduces. It means acceleration is in opposite direction. Body is trying to move in this direction. So, tangential velocity is in this direction, or tangential speed is like this. And acceleration is in opposite direction. Why? Because speed is reducing. Already we discussed. If a speed is increasing, then velocity and acceleration, they are in the same direction. But here velocity is in one direction, acceleration is in opposite direction, because velocity is reducing. Clear, no? Okay. Now, what about centripetal acceleration? Centripetal acceleration will be towards the center of the circle. And centripetal acceleration either depends on omega, it also depends on tangential speed also. So, Vt is nothing but final tangential speed after covering an angle of 60 degrees. Initial velocity is already given. Initial velocity is root 6 GL. And how much angle it has covered? 60 degrees. So, once I know initial velocity and angle covered, I can calculate the final velocity. Which equation? To calculate final velocity? V is equals to square root of u square minus 2 GL into 1 minus cos theta. This is the equation, no? Clear? So, V is equals to square root of, what is the initial velocity? Initial velocity is root 6 GL whole square. So, 6 GL minus 2 GL into 1 minus cos 60. Cos 60 value 1 by 2. 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2. So, V is equals to square root of 6 GL minus 2 GL multiplied by 1 by 2. That's all, no? So, 2 gets cancelled. So, V is equals to root 5 GL. Clear now? So, this is the final tangential speed after covering how much angle? After covering an angle of 60 degrees. Clear now? Now, what is the length of the circular path? The length of the circular path is here. So, therefore, you calculate centripetal acceleration. So, centripetal acceleration is nothing but Vt square. So, root 5 GL whole square divided by radius. Radius of the circular path is L. So, therefore, centripetal acceleration is 5 GL divided by L, which is equal to 5G. So, this is the centripetal acceleration. Clear, no? So, then I want to calculate tangential acceleration. Now, anybody can you say, how can I calculate tangential acceleration? Centripetal we have calculated, no? Centripetal formula, these two are the equations. So, we calculated final velocity after covering an angle of 60 degrees. This is the equation for final velocity. I have calculated, that's fine. Okay. Now, how can I calculate tangential acceleration? It means somebody is pulling this bob downwards, no? That is why the speed of the bob is continuously reducing. పైకి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు స్పీడ్ పెరుగుతుందా తగ్గుతుందా? తగ్గుతుంది. అంటే ఎవరో కిందికి లాగుతున్నారు కదా? ఎవరది? Gravitational force. So, here which force is providing tangential acceleration? Gravitational force is providing. Clear, no? So, how can I say, Sima? Weight mg, it is acting downwards, no? Weight mg, it is acting downwards, no? Are you able to understand? So, it means acceleration due to gravity is also acting in the same direction. So, this is the direction of g also, no? Acceleration due to gravity, is it a scalar quantity or a vector quantity? Acceleration due to gravity, a type of quantity. Vector quantity acceleration, it has a direction, no? And what is the direction of g? Towards the center of the earth. So, this g you split into two components. Clear? No? So, if this is 60, this is also 60. So, this is a g cos 60 and this is a g sin 60. Okay. So what is g sin 60 doing? G sin 60 is the acceleration which is responsible for pulling the body in tangential direction. So therefore, g sin 60 is nothing but tangential acceleration. అదే కదా యాక్సిలరేషన్, ఇంకా వేరే ఫోర్స్ ఏమన్నా ఉందా? వేరేది అదొకటే కదా ఉండేది. క్లియర్? సో g sin 60 is the tangential acceleration which is pulling the body downwards. Clear? So therefore I say second one is tangential acceleration number. So tangential acceleration is g sin 60. That is the tangential acceleration. Okay. So calculated both of them. No? Then what he is asking? He is asking to express this total acceleration in vector form. Okay. Sima, first of all make a note up to here. See how we can calculate, how we can represent these vectors. First of all in vector form. Clear ma? Sima, this is the direction of centripetal acceleration. No? So this centripetal acceleration value I know, root 5g. 5g. So this one, I should split this one into two components so that one component is along x-axis, one component is along y-axis. Then I can represent in vector form. No? Clear? So therefore, if this angle is 60, this is 60, no? This angle is 60. What is this angle? This angle is 90. Then what is the remaining angle? 30 degrees. Clear, no? So it means centripetal acceleration is in which direction? So this is the direction of centripetal acceleration, no? 30 degrees. Clear? So split this one AC cos 30 and this one is AC sin 30. That's all. So therefore AC dash, how can I write? I can write AC cos 30 minus I cap plus AC sin 30 JK. I can write like this number. So this is how I can represent centripetal acceleration in vector form. Clear? Then what about tangential acceleration? Tangential acceleration is making how much angle ma? See ma, this line, this radius vector and this line, they should be at an angle of 90 degrees. No? Clear no ma? This is the radius vector no? And this is the tangential line, direction of tangential acceleration. So these two should be at an angle of 90 degrees. This is already 30. Then what is the remaining angle? Remaining angle should be 60 degrees. That's all. So split this tangential acceleration also into two components. Clear? So this is AT and what is this angle? 60 degrees. So this is AT cos 60 and opposite side is AT sin 60. Clear? No? So how can you write in vector form? AT cos 60 it is towards negative x-axis, no? So therefore AT cos 60 I cap minus I cap plus AT sin 60 is towards negative y-axis, no? So AT sin 60 minus j cap. Clear? No? So this is how I have represented these two vectors in vector form. Understood now how we are doing the calculations? Just we are taking the help of these angles and we are splitting them into x-axis and y-axis components. That's it. Clear now? So once I calculate this, then how can I calculate the total acceleration? See ma, one acceleration is like this, tangential acceleration. Another acceleration is like this, tangential acceleration. So resultant acceleration, this is the resultant acceleration, no? Yeah, already we have calculated, no? So if you want to just to find out magnitude of resultant acceleration, then A is equals to square root of AT square plus AC square. Already we studied, no? Because these two, they are at an angle of 90 degrees. Okay. So if this is AT, this is AC. If this is AC, this is also AC. If this is AT, this is also AT. This is also a right angle triangle, no? So A is equal to AT square plus AC square. This is how I can find out magnitude. But he is not asking magnitude, no? He is asking vector form. So in vector form, how can I write? See, this acceleration, total acceleration, it is the vector sum of AT dash plus AC dash, no? I can write like this, no? So this resultant, it is the resultant of this one and this one, no? So A is the total acceleration or net acceleration. So net acceleration is the vector sum of AT plus AC. And AT AC already we have calculated, no? Just substitute that. Clear, no? So once I substitute, and now you can do the calculation, no ma? So therefore net acceleration A dash is equals to AT. AT is how much? AT cos 60. AT value is G sin 60, no? G sin 60. So G sin 60 into cos 60 minus I cap plus AT. G sin 60 multiplied by sin 60 minus J cap plus, now you add AC dash. AC value is how much ma? 5G, no? AC 5G. So 5G cos 30 minus I cap plus 5g sine 30 j cap. Okay, so just simplify them, that is your required answer. Okay, now you know all the values, no? Just okay. So if you do this total calculation, this is the final answer which you should get. Minus 11 root 3 g by 4 I cap plus 7 g by 4 j cap. Okay, that's it. This is a vertical concept of again vertical motion. So what is the velocity which I am giving at the bottommost position? Velocity is root gl. Then I am supposed to find out the ratio of minimum velocity, minimum tension to maximum tension. Okay. First of all, can you say where tension will be minimum? Tension minimum ekkada untundi? Tension will be minimum at the highest position. Are you able to understand? But body can reach highest position only if it is given a velocity of root 5gl. Clear, no? Only if I give a velocity of root 5gl, then only body can reach to the topmost position and their tension will become 0. Already we have studied, no? And tension will be maximum in which condition? Tension will be maximum at the lowest position. Clear? What is the reason? Let us see. Already we have studied. Let us see once again. See now. So here, when body is present here, clear, Nama? So string should bear weight of this bob also, Nama? String is pulling or string is supporting weight of this bob also. So automatically here tension will be maximum. Maximum tension will occur at the lowest position. Okay. But if you see at the topmost position, string is no longer supporting weight of the body because weight is falling downwards. String doesn't support the weight of the body, no? No need to support weight of the body. Or you can do one thing. So here if velocity is VL, velocity at the lowest point, then I can write T minus mg. T minus mg provides centripetal force and it is VL square divided by L. I can write like this number. T minus mg. Why T minus mg? Because two forces, they are acting in opposite direction. Tension is towards the center of the circle. Mg is in opposite direction to the direction of the center of the circle. So T minus mg provides centripetal force. So therefore what is the tension at the lowest point? It is mg plus mvl square divided by L. Okay. So this is the equation for tension at the lowest position. Now if you see the highest position, clear? So this is the center, tension is acting in this direction and mg is also acting in the same direction. Tension is always towards the center of the circle, weight is always towards the center of earth. So here weight is also acting towards the center of the circle. And here let velocity be Vh, velocity at the highest point. Clear, Nama? So therefore, who is providing centripetal force here? Who is providing centripetal force? T and mg both are providing, no? Both of them, they are acting towards the center only, Nama. So T is also providing, mg is also providing. So therefore, what I will write, T plus mg is equals to mvh square divided by L. So what is the tension at the highest position? Th is equals to mvh square divided by L minus mg. So this is the tension at the highest position. Clear? No? Now you see this equation and this equation, where tension is maximum. By looking at the equations, I can say, Nama, where tension is maximum? At highest position or at lowest position? Definitely at lowest position tension is maximum. Why? Because here we are writing mvl square by L plus mg. Tension has increased. But here we are writing mvh square by L minus mg. We are subtracting mg from here. So definitely TL must be always greater than TH. Tension at lowest point is always greater than tension at the highest point. Clear? So TL is greater than TH always. And already we have derived one relation, TL minus TH is equals to 6 mg. This also we have derived. TL minus TH is how many times the weight of the body? 6 times the weight of the body. Clear? Okay. Now he is asking this values now. So he is asking to find out ratio of tension at the minimum position and ratio of tension at the maximum position. Okay. First of all, you should calculate what is that position where maximum tension occurs. Because only if I give a velocity of root to 5gl only, then only it can complete a circular path. But we are giving how much velocity? Only root gl. So definitely body cannot move to maximum height. Okay, it will move only particular position. That position first you find out, then you calculate the tension. So as body starts moving upwards, what happens to tension? Increases or decreases? Decreases, no? Because here it is maximum, here it is minimum. So find out that position where minimum tension occurs first of all, if I give this much velocity. Tension at maximum already we know, this is at the bottom of the circle. Okay, try cheyandi. Question is that this is a circular path, na? Clear? So here there is a body of mass m which is released. Initial velocity 0 ante akkadi nunchi release chesam kada, we are releasing the body and there is no friction. So question is, what is this minimum height? Minimum height is how much such that body can complete a circular path. Body should just be able to complete a circular path. Clear now? Then what is the minimum velocity? Minimum height from which I have to release this body. Can you say how can I solve? ఎలా చేయొచ్చు చెప్పండి. See, already we studied that this case is a convex circle case, no? Concave circle case, no? Already we studied that this case and motion of a pendulum both are analogous to each other, no? Already we studied, no? So this case and motion of a pendulum with the help of a string, these two are analogous. Similarly, motion of a rod motion also we studied, no? Similarly, motion of a bob in a frictionless tube, these two are analogous. So therefore, for this body to complete a circular path, see, after some time it will reach up to here, no? It will reach the bottom of the circle. So at the bottom of the circle, how much velocity it should have? It should have a minimum velocity of root 5gl. Then only it can complete a circular path. Already we studied. At the bottom of the circle, minimum velocity required is root 5gl. Then only body can complete a circular path. And here L is nothing but R, no? So instead of L, I will write root 5gr. So this is the minimum velocity body should have at the bottommost point of the circle. So initial velocity is how much? U. Final velocity is how much? Root 5gr. Then can't I use law of conservation of mechanical energy here? So body is coming down. How many forces are acting on this mass? Only gravitational force is acting, which is responsible for doing some work. Normal reaction is also there, no? Normal reaction is also there, but normal reaction cannot do any work. Normal reaction cannot do any work, no? Because normal reaction is in this direction, displacement is in this direction. So what is the angle between them? 90 degrees. So normal reaction cannot do any work. So only force which is doing work on this body is gravitational force. And gravitational force is what kind of force? Conservative force. So if only conservative forces are acting, what can I do? Law of conservation of mechanical energy. So K1 plus U1 is equals to K2 plus U2. That's all, no? Initial kinetic energy, 0. Initially it was in rest position, no? Initial potential energy, that depends on the reference. So which reference shall I take? I will take bottommost position to be 0 potential energy reference condition, this position. Clear, no? So initial potential energy, mgh. Height I don't know, no? So mgh. Final kinetic energy, root 5gl should be the velocity, no? So kinetic energy is half into m into v square. So root 5gr whole square. That's all, no? Final potential energy, when body reaches this position, what is the final potential energy? Final potential energy is 0. Height is 0, right? We are not discussing about height. We are discussing potential energy at this position. It is at 0 reference condition, no? So potential energy will be 0. Now do the calculation. So mass and mass get cancelled. So GH is equals to 5gr divided by 2. So G and G get cancelled. So H is equals to 5r divided by 2, 2.5r. So this is the minimum height from which I should release the body so that body can complete a circular path. So if I release more than this height, what will happen? No problem, definitely it will complete a circular. But if I release less than this height, body cannot complete a circular path. That's it. Okay.